Why do you never call me by my first name? His voice was deep and husky, and it felt like your heart was about to burst out of your chest. Your tears were long forgotten about, but the adrenaline was still pumping, blood ringing in your ears, and all those feelings you had suppressed about him began to bubble up, spilling from your lips. And you confessed. You didn't mean to confess. Your hand was clutching your shirt above your heart. Your eyes screwed tightly shut, and it was quiet. Soon something cold and soft slammed against your mouth. Your eyes flashed open as you lost your balance from whatever force had come at you. But you didn't fall. Instead, you felt strong arms wrapped tight around your body. Cold fingers pressed into your jaw, and you felt something cold and wet wiggle its way into your mouth. Your eyes all but bulged out of your head. He was kissing you, and it felt good. You moaned into his mouth, melting against his strong body as you began to kiss him back, your fingers tangling themselves into his hair, something that you had always dreamed about. As you tugged gently at the locks near the end of his neck, he grabbed your left leg, having it wrapped around his waist as he began exploring your body with greedy fingers, his left hand sliding up your shirt, with warm, rough fingers moving against your soft skin, just stopping below the edge of your bra. You whimpered against his lips, moving away as you panted for air, his lips pressing hot open-mouthed kisses along your delicate jaw, and you could feel his member growing harder against your leg. Say my name, he murmured softly against your skin, sliding his mouth to where it was on the outer shell of your ear. I want to hear you say it, he whispered, his tongue flicking out against the lobe of your ear. Your eyes all but rolled back into your head, your hips jutting out against his, causing a deep moan to escape his lips. Then you moaned out his name as his hips pressed down into yours, and that was all you wanted to hear. His fingers tugged to remove your shirt, and then your pants until you were left in nothing but your bra and panties. He paused as he gazed down at you, lips parting in awe and want. You were fucking beautiful. Spread out beneath him like this, your lips wet, swollen, your perfect tits heaving up and down as you struggled to catch your breath. His hand slid underneath your back, carefully pulling you forward into a sitting position as he moved to unhook your bra. He sat back, watching intently as your breasts spewed from the cups. Todoroki moaned softly as he moved forward and captured a taut nipple between his lips, carefully tugging and pulling at the sensitive bud before switching to the other one. You moaned loudly, hips bucking up, looking for some kind of friction as he assaulted your breasts, leaving behind some already formed bruises. And he pulled away to pull down your panties, watching you carefully to make sure that was okay. But when he heard no protest from you, his eyes flickered down. He groaned at the sight before him. Your pussy lips were dripping in arousal for him. Todoroki couldn't help but lean in, swiping his tongue along your slit, collecting your wetness on the tip of his tongue. You sobbed out in pleasure as he began his new assault on your cunt. How was he so good at this? He had you writhing in pleasure as your climax approached, crying out his name loudly as you came. You didn't notice the way he had stripped you down until he softly touched your leg, causing your eyes to flutter open. And he was beautiful, his muscle rippling and as he settled down onto the bed, his skin glistening with sweat, and his eyes held nothing but want and lust. Your eyes moved lower, trembling at the gorgeous sight below you. His cock stood up painfully hard, his head already weeping with neglect. He uttered your name softly, catching your attention as he met his gaze once again. This time, his expression was soft and gentle as he uttered the words, "Can I have you?" Your heart squeezed in your chest, and carefully he rubbed the head of his cock against your folds before pushing in. You You gasped loudly, your head thrown back as he entered you slowly before he bottomed out. Todoroki leaned down, supporting his weight with his forearms as he got comfortable on top of you, before leaning down to kiss you again. This time, it was sweet, soft, and passionate. His mouth fitted perfectly against yours. And then he began to move his hips, sliding perfectly and easily in and out of you. Your walls velvet soft and hugging every ridge, every vein of his cock. You're perfect, he breathed, moving to stare at your face and twisting in pleasure. Are you close? You nodded urgently. You could feel your orgasm bubbling up once again, the pleasure rippling through your body, getting ready to snap open any second. His cold fingers reaching down, began carefully rubbing your clit, his movements soft but firm. That was all it was took for you to come undone, unraveling beneath him hard and fast, crying out his name as you felt him slide out of you. You watched him grip his member and pump 3 times before spilling himself all over your stomach. His face twisted in pleasure, eyes screwed tightly soft as moans escaped his lips. His release was hot and sticky against your skin, but neither of you cared as he leaned down and pressed another kiss to your lips. You're beautiful, he murmured, drinking in the sight of you. He laughed softly, looking at him with the sweetest expression, and he smiled slightly back.